everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm very happy to say that this will be the last build on this island, and then we're done. Well, besides the inside of my house and a few other areas, which I will be doing off of camera. So you will have to go check out the final island tour if you want to see those places decorated. And I will have that up probably sometime next week. But today we're going to be working on this little area and filling in this little path up to the farm and also this trail that I made a long time ago. And we'll also be doing the beach here. So for my ideas is I'm going to keep the beach pretty simple. I want to do a little fishing area back here, maybe a laundry area too, and then keep this sort of natural, maybe put some like lounging beach chairs down here. And then I'm going to stick with the farm theme for this area since this is my farm up here. So I'm going to have that come down and maybe do a small little watermelon patch down here, some more nature themed things like that. And without further ado, let's just get right into this. Alright, getting started, I'm just going to open up the Island Designer app so I can start laying down some custom designs for my path. And I realized before I could do that, I had to clean up this area. These are some Lily of the Valleys I got when my island was at 5 stars at one point. It's not anymore. I have way too many trees. And then picking up this little workshop area I had. And I'm starting with the pathing. I'm probably not going to show this to you. Actually, I'm not. I'm going to cut out right now because I've laid my path in a bunch of videos. But basically, I'm just making these little chunks with this custom design. And I'll have all the codes down below if you're interested. So if you like this path and want to use on your own island, you can find all the codes down below. And then on the beach here, I want to lay down a beach blanket design just to give a little bit of a filler pattern to make the space seem a little bit more full. And I was just checking to make sure this was not the blanket I used in Audie's yard. I'm trying to keep all the blankets separate. And I am now making room for the watermelon patch I want to make. So this is just the in-game pathing. This is the dark brown one. And I'm just laying that down a little rectangle and then getting rid of this these last two on the end because I didn't like how they looked. And now I'm going around and placing weeds everywhere. This island is supposed to have this very overgrown feel. I'll get more into this in the final island tour. But basically, the entire island is supposed to be abandoned for the most part, besides when my character moved in and all the villagers just had taken over, but also not really upkept the island very well. And now I'm back on the beach, and I decided to use this wooden plank design that I used both in Shino's antique shop as well as Audie's, what is it called? Tiki bar. But I thought this might just help convey that you're supposed to follow this path back here to the rock because I am going to have a little bit of a small build back here. So I'm just creating little tiny sections of this to maybe look like stepping stones or kind of like a broken path kind of feel. And now I'm just adding some of the stone work between each section just so I can also kind of add to that feeling that you're supposed to follow this pathway back to the beach rock. And now I'm going around and placing weeds just like I did back on the grass section. And I don't know about you, but I wish there was a way we could choose which design of the weed we want to place because this took so long for me to do because I just had kept putting the weeds down and it was the raw version I wanted, picking it up and putting it back down, and it took so long. And now I'm just filling in every single rest of the open spaces with some leaf and kind of naturey custom designs, and I'm doing this all over the entire area. I like to leave no square uncovered, and I'm also adding some flowers around. I know that I tend to ignore flowers in my builds, so I'm trying to be better. So here I am placing some flowers down. And I decided to use these lilies of the valley in this little area because Even though they're not anywhere else on the island, I thought they were still in the same color scheme that I wanted. So I was like, you know what, I'll put those there. And now I'm gonna start laying some items down. I don't really have too much of an idea what I want this area to look like, but I did know that I wanted to put a pergola, sorry if I said that wrong, on the beach. It's one of the new 2.0 items, and I just felt like having something large like this would really fill up the space, but then also maybe help convey the idea you're supposed to follow it back. So right now I'm just going around and trying to figure out the best place to put it where it's not too close to that towel pattern that I laid down, because I want to put some chairs and other things around it, but close enough that it can still kind of frame the area nicely. And here I am setting up the seating area. A really good design tip that I like to use is to mix up the chairs you use. So you'll see I put the log chair down, and then I'm gonna put a different chair over here, the metal and wood one, and then I'm gonna put another chair over here that's different. And I think I used the vintage stool maybe. Yeah, vintage stool. And then I'm gonna put down yet another type of seating item down there. This is just a really good and easy idea you can add to on your islands that just kind of makes spaces look more interesting. And now I'm starting on the rock back here, and I want to put these storefronts with the storage shed because it was really important to me that somewhere by my house I have access to my storage outside. So I was trying to incorporate that into this little build here, so that way if I needed to grab something and I didn't want to like pull out the storage shed that's in my pockets, I had access to it right there. And now I'm working on the pumpkin patch. I found this vine design just by searching vine in the custom design portal in the Able Sisters. So I don't have the code for this unfortunately, but if you search it and just type in vine, you'll find it was like the second one that popped up. And I saw it was like pretty simple and cute. And I don't have much empty custom design slots on this island. Actually, I have none. So I definitely didn't have like space to do a really complicated design. So now I'm just putting down some like general garden-esque items. I thought I had way more watermelons, but I didn't, and I didn't really feel like ordering some. So I decided to put down some watermelons here, and then I decided to use the kind of bags of soil and some sprouts just to like make it seem like I'm in the middle of beginning to plant stuff here. I think that's what I was going for at least. And then I realized that my little seating area needed lots of food, so I went in my storage and just found a bunch of snack items and food items to like sprinkle around. I love putting food items everywhere. I just think it adds to builds really well and just gives a little bit more detail. And then I want to put down a trash can back there, so I have access to a trash can really easily on this part of the island. And now I'm just kind of finishing off this edge of the rock with some fishing containers. And I had a couple of extra, what are those called? Wee fields in my pocket, so I put those down. And then just kind of adding a few last minute touches like this party lights here. I thought that was a really nice way to kind of add some interest to the area, and decided to add a fishing rod to the rock back here. And once I place down this, we are going to just do a quick walkthrough of the area, and then I will do a final reveal. And let's take a look at the final build. So I'm really happy with this. So you can take this path straight back to where the farm is, just up this incline. I did want to keep this area pretty like natural looking, no items or anything, just to have a good transition over to here. And then in front of my house, I just put a little flower bed and a tiny library. And then here's the little watermelon patch. I thought I had way more watermelon beach balls than I did, so I kind of, I thought I had way more, but I guess I didn't. So this is what it looks like now. And I have a little faucet here, it's a bike. And then you can go over to the beach and there's this little seating area with just some food and a little fire pit, that's what it's called. And then you can follow the path back, and there's just a little tiny fishing rock with some of the storefronts and some other items just to fill up the area. And I didn't want this to be too big or anything, as in it's kind of like a side area, just something there to look nice. And yeah, that's it. I think this area looks really good, and I think it just adds to the theme of the island without taking away from it. Because I did have a plan to make this huge mushroom restaurant back here for my house, as if like my character ran a restaurant, but I'm so glad I decided not to do that. I think this is way better and fits more of the vibe of the island. But yeah, so like I said, this is my last and final speed build for this island. I cannot believe it. I do a few other areas that I need to work on, and I will be doing those off camera, mostly around resident services and the rest of the beaches. But the next video you'll see will be a final island tour, and I'm really excited. I've been working on this island for over a year, and I will give you a full backstory to all of the lore and kind of all the stories that go with it, and tell you the significance of a lot of the items that are on this island. Yeah, so if you're interested in seeing that, then I would really appreciate if you liked this video and subscribe down below. And I will see you all really soon. Bye!